morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to NTPR. NTPR was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to another new review of another new drone. This is the LSRC S7S. What is the S7S? Well, you can see it is a folding drone, as you can see here. A folding GPS drone, camera drone. But there's what's special about it. Let's open it up and I'll show you what it is that this brushless drone has a 3-axis gimbal. I'm sorry, let's keep it in the picture. So, 3-axis gimbal on this particular drone. Let's go over some of the features of it. Before we do though, I want to show you, I always forget to show this, but it comes with a very nice carrying case for the drone and its accessories. As you can see here, this is what the case actually looks like. A nice case with a strap. Backpack strap. So you got it, backpack strap. Highly portable drone since it's folding and foldable and comes with a case. So, okay, let's talk about the weight first before we go on. This weighs 346 grams with its included battery. I think some early advertisements for this is listing this under 250 grams. That is not the case with this drone, folks. This drone is above 250 grams. It's 346 grams, actually, with the battery, as I mentioned. And what that means is this drone will require registration in most countries. So, unfortunately, this is a registration drone. Just letting you know ahead of time. You are going to need to register that, again, in most countries because of the weight. It includes GPS. Okay, there is a GPS system built into this. That means this drone is capable with a GPS. And always remember this, folks. If you want true return to home and landing, you need a drone with a GPS in it. Okay, and this one has that capability. It has GPS, and that gives it the ability to return to home and land where it took off from. Okay, automatically, either on command by pressing a button on the controller, or if it loses signal from the controller, it will come home and land itself. And let's see, lost signal command. There's another reason. Oh, on low voltage. Okay, if the batteries gets too low, it will also come back to you to bring it in close. I'm not sure if it actually lands itself on low battery. A lot of these drones will just bring it in close when the battery starts getting low, and then land itself wherever it's at. We'll find out what this does on low battery when we take it out in the field to fly it. Okay, I mentioned brush motors. The battery. Let's talk about the battery on this. The battery on this is a 3.6 volt, let's get it out of there, 3.6 volt, 3000 milliamp hour battery. Good size battery. That is charged via a micro USB cable. Now this one is a smart battery. It does have a voltage limiter built into it, so you can use your own cable with this, your own charging cable with this. And I recommend using a phone wall charger as the power source for this to charge this. Phone wall charger of 2 amps, around 2 amp range. Do not try to charge this through the USB port on your computer. It will take days to charge this big battery using your USB port, because the USB ports on laptops and computers are usually low power. Okay, they only run around 500 milliamp hour output power, and that would take a long time to charge this. You want a 2 amp wall charger to charge this particular battery. Okay, we talked about the battery. Let's put it back in. Now, let's talk about that gimbal on this. By the way, when you put that battery in, make sure it's always flush with the back face. Okay, do not just slam it in and assume it's in there. Make sure it's flush with the back face, or you're running the risk of possibly losing power in flight. And that could be very bad. Okay, the drone will just drop from the sky if you don't ensure that battery is fully in place. Okay, let's talk about the gimbal now. Again, I mentioned 3-axis gimbal. What that means is this gimbal is stabilized in right-left movement, up-down movement, and also in rolling movement. It'll try to maintain a level position. And also when you're turning right or left, it will dampen out the yaw turn. So that's that right-left dampening that'll come with a 3-axis gimbal. Should provide smooth video. It also supposedly has electronic image stabilization, as it's mentioned right here. So that should also help smooth out the video from this particular drone, and also help with sharpness of still photos, I'm hoping. We'll see. Now, the video that this takes is 1080p video, folks. It's not 4K video, as some of the advertisements infer. It's only, again, 1080p at 30 frames per second, which isn't bad. Okay, that's good, especially in this price range to get 1080p at 30 frames per second. But a downside is there is no micro SD card slot on this. There's a little slot on the back, or with a micro SD card reader. I take that back. There is a slot, but there's nothing in there, folks. Do not attempt to slide a card in there or you will lose it. There is no micro SD card recording capability or TIFF card recording capability with this. What does that mean? That means this can only record video and photos to your phone, okay, using its FPV Wi-Fi transmitter. Okay, what does that also mean? That means you can't fly very far, you can't fly out of range of that FPV, or else you will lose your video recording. You'll be flying blind also. So I'll go into detail on that shortly when we talk about ranges on this particular drone. Okay, so it also has on the bottom of this, on the belly of this, optical flow camera. Okay, this enables you to fly steady, maintain steady hover without need of the GPS in case you're flying, you wish to fly indoors. This also can come in handy if you're flying and you notice some toilet bowl effect where the drone starts to do this type of gyration in the sky. These can become uncontrollable, so you can also turn off the GPS if you need to and then go into optical flow flight or stabilization. This should be able to stabilize itself just using the optical flow sensor, and that will help you manually fly it back home without the GPS using the optical flow. Now this optical flow sensor is also another 1080p camera. Okay, so this can also record directly beneath the drone without, moving the gimbal down, which you can manually do with the controller, but by just pressing a button you can switch to this particular camera to get a belly looking view, what the drone is seeing directly beneath the drone. Okay, now let's talk about its FPV ability. Okay, the FPV and its advanced flight control abilities are available through an app. The app is called LS Drone-Wi-Fi app. Now, before we get into details of that app, I always stress this, and I got to stress it now. This drone, to use that app and use those advanced flight capabilities and to see that FPV video, you need a phone that has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Not everybody has such a phone. Okay, I always get questions. Why won't my phone connect to my drone? It's because your phone is too old. It doesn't have 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. You need a phone with 802.11 AC Wi-Fi enabled to use the FPV video, record the FPV video to your phone and the photos to your phone, and to use the advanced flight control capabilities. Before you purchase this drone, I strongly recommend that you first verify that your phone can indeed use 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. And the way to do that simply is to just Google search your phone's name or its model number, along with the terms, specifications, and 802.11. Then see if 802.11 AC shows up in the search results. If it does, you're golden. If it doesn't, you might want to skip this particular drone. You need that type of phone to use the app. And with that app, in addition to being able to record video and photos, you will also get advanced flight control capabilities. And these include Follow Me, where this drone will follow you around. Actually, it follows the GPS signal, or the GPS position that your phone is reporting where you're at. And also has circle position, will circle a specific position, along with waypoint flying, where it'll fly to different points on a map that you pick out, and it'll automatically fly on autopilot to those particular points. So those are pretty cool. This also supposedly has an up and away capability. They call it ray flying, where the drone will fly up and out at a 45-degree angle. I like those type of shots. I usually manually do those using headless mode, where I put it in headless mode and just pull back on the stick, but this one supposedly has the capability to do it automatically through that app. Now let's talk about the ranges. The predicted ranges of the controller is out to maximum of 1,000 meters. The predicted range of the FPV video maximum is out to 800 meters. But those really depend, particularly FPV video range, depends on where you're flying along with your particular phone. Some phones have better Wi-Fi reception than other phones, okay? Some will be able to go out to that 800 meters, but I'm telling you right now that most will not, okay? So expect a more realistic flight range, particularly the phones I use. I use older, cheaper phones. They of about 200 to 300 meters, folks, okay? That's a more realistic flight range, you know, under 300 meters for FPV video. This indeed might get out to 1,000 meters in controlling the drone, but the problem is you will be flying blind, okay, in most cases. You know, once you fly out of FPV range, you will not be able to record that video or take any photos, and you will not be able to fly FPV because you're going to lose the signal, the FPV signal. So realistically, without that SD card capability, that extended range that this controller might give you is kind of useless. And another thing is you should not be flying distances like that anyways, especially if you're going to fly out of line of sight where you can no longer see this drone, because most countries do not allow you to do such, including my country here in the US. So keep that in mind. You want to keep flying where you can always see the drone. Okay? I mentioned no SD card. Let's talk about what you get in the box. You get a full set of manuals, and many different, in these manuals come in many different languages. So most countries, you'll be able to actually have a manual in your particular language. You also get the drone and its battery. You get a micro USB cable for charging the drone and also charging the controller, which I still haven't gone over yet. I will. You get a spare full set of propellers along with a spare full set of hinge pins that are just little Phillips screws, along with a little Phillips screwdriver, and you get the controller. Let's talk about the controller. The controller has lots of buttons. This controller has its own built-in LiPo battery to power it, so you don't have to use AA batteries. It is also charged through a micro USB port, but I think the max amperage of the battery in here is around 500 milliamps, so you probably can get away with charging this one, this controller, on your computer. But let's talk about the other buttons on it. This button here is this scroll wheel is for adjusting the rates, or in other words, speed of the drone, how fast the drone can fly. This button here is for pan and tilt. Actually, it's just tilt. Okay, you can tilt the lens of the gimbal up or down using this particular scroll wheel. You have two antennas, but I believe they are both fakes because I cannot see a wire going up in either antenna. They're just for decoration. You get a phone holder for your phone, and my phone actually fits in this. I'm surprised. My phone's a real thick phone, Armor 6E, but it actually fits in this, and this holds it, so I won't need to wrap that rubber band around it like you see in a lot of my other videos. This button here is for taking photos by a quick press, or starting and stopping video by a long press on the button. This button here is your return to home button. If you're out there and you're confused on how to get it back, just press this button here, and the drone will fly itself back on its own. You can turn that GPS off if you wish. Again, you can do such. Say if the drone is going into toilet bowl effect where you didn't calibrate the compass properly, you can turn off the GPS to stop that toilet bowling, and then it'll switch back to optical flow mode, and then you can manually fly it back, like I said, using line of sight flying. When you're in optical flow mode, I got to stress this here, the GPS is not operating, and that means you cannot do a return to home and landing automatically in optical flow mode. You can only do that while you're in GPS mode. So just let you think about that before switching off the GPS. It has automatic takeoff and automatic landing, which you access by pressing this button here. It has headless mode, and headless mode comes in handy for easy pan shots by pressing this button here. And you can calibrate the gyros by putting the drone on a flat level surface and doing a quick press of this button here. And then you can calibrate the compass, which is very important. Every time you fly in a new area, you need to calibrate the compass for the GPS by pressing this button for a long time, for about 2 seconds, and then it goes into GPS calibration mode. And I'll show you how to do that out when we get out into the field. And this is the on-off switch, and it does have telemetry. Let me see if I can focus on the screen here. The type of information we got from the drone is battery power of the controller, battery power of the drone, but the drone's not connected right now. The number of satellites that we are receiving. You need a minimum of 8 satellites to fly this particular drone in GPS mode, so you're going to need to wait until you see the number 8 there before attempting to fly outdoors if you wish to use GPS. It has signal reception, which you can see right here, and it also has telemetry of the height and distance of the drone from its takeoff point, which you can see right there. And it tells you if you're in GPS mode is on or off by this button here, or this label right here. It says GPS on or off. And then it also tells you if you're low or high rate, how fast you're flying, along with the mode. If you see mode 1, that means you're in optical flow mode. If you see mode 2, you are in GPS mode. So that's about it, folks. So that's what you get with the LSRC S7S. Let's take this drone out into the field and see how it flies. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Welcome to a beautiful spring day here in Erie, Pennsylvania for the test flight of the LSRC S7S. Now, they are cutting grass here today, so there's going to be noise. So I'll just let you know that, folks. But I'm in the section that's already been cut. So we're going to start off first by, now I've already connected this drone to the controller and to my phone through Wi-Fi. So we should be ready soon for using the app. But the first thing we need to do is the compass calibration. So let me open up the app, and then open up my screen recorder, and then we'll get into the compass calibration. So hold on while I do that, folks. Okay, this is the LSRC I forgot the name. I'll include the link below for the app. LS Wi-Fi, I believe, is the name of it. But to start the compass calibration, folks, all I need to do is press this button here, like that. And that should bring us into compass calibration mode. Actually, that was a gyro calibration I just did. I didn't want to do that. I want to do compass calibration. To do the compass calibration, you got to hold the button down for 2 seconds. And there, we enter into compass calibration mode. So first thing I need to do is horizontal alignment. And one way to do that, folks, is to rotate like this. Okay? Keep rotating horizontally until it tells you to go vertical. Okay, now vertical alignment, I tilt the nose down like such and continue rotating until it says the calibration will be complete. You usually go 3 times. Okay, compass calibration is completed. We're good. Now this thing locked on real fast to the satellites. Right now I got how many? 15 satellites. We're good to go, actually. So for automatic takeoff, let's hold on. Let's see if I can do an automatic. Before I take off, I want to start that video recording. Sorry about that. Pressing the recording button. We are recording, and next thing I need to do is automatic takeoff. So let's press the automatic takeoff button and see what we got here. First thing I want to check is stability. How well does it hold its position? It seems to be holding its position. Going up and down a bit because of the wind. We got a wind today, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Not much, but let me get into the picture here. And right now I'm noticing my gimbal is off-centered, so we're not ready to fly yet, folks. We need to calibrate that gimbal, so putting it back on the ground, I'm going to land it right there. That gimbal should not be like that. So let's put it down again and do a compass calibration, or a gyro calibration, see if that fixes it. See if that levels out that. Do it again. That does not seem to be doing it. What I'm going to need to do, folks, is restart this drone. Hold on while I do that. Okay, I just restarted the drone and it's level now. You know what happened, folks? That compass calibration messed up the calibration of the gimbal. Okay, so when you fly in a new area, you only need to do that compass calibration 1 time, and that drone will remember it until you fly somewhere else. Okay, but I recommend doing the compass calibration, turning off the drone, and then restarting it to level off the gimbal, because the compass calibration will set up or unmove the gimbal from its normal position. Okay, we are recording again, or actually I'm recording the screen, but let me start the video recording one more time by pressing and holding the video recording button. We should be good to go this time. Okay, so starting the motors and automatic takeoff. Actually, hold that button down. I started the motors first, folks. We're going to do manual takeoff. And let's see what we got here for stability. The wind blew it back just as it lifted off the ground, but now it's stable. The wind's hitting it pretty good. We got a wind today, folks, just letting you know. So coming down. And see how, am I level this time? I'm level this time. Let me get a little closer and say, how you like my shirt today, folks? Okay, so we're good to go there. Recording, everything's recording. The drone is stable. The gimbal is normal. It's normal pitch now. So let's go up and away, folks, and see how this camera looks. Now remember, I'm recording to my phone directly, so this does not have SD card recording capability, so we're going to see how stable the Wi-Fi is, for one thing. The Wi-Fi FPV, as I go outbound here. We'll go down to the road. And since I'm halfway in the field here, so that road is going to be about 100 meters away, I'm guessing, today. Normally it's closer to 150, but I had to move down here because of the grass cutter. But we're getting close to the road, and so far it looks good. You know, there's one thing I forgot to mention about that camera. It comes with a protective film over the lens. You're going to have to remove that, otherwise you're going to be complaining about the video quality because of that protective film. Okay, pushing forward and turning at the same time. Okay, I lost signal there. How far are we at? 610 feet. We are in feet instead of meters today. But going forward, turning. Trying to turn back toward me. Let's see if we regain any signal. And I'm not seeing any regain in the Wi-Fi signal, folks. So I'm flying this manually right now. Let's do automatic return to home and landing from over there by pressing the return to home and landing button. And see what it does. Here it comes. We'll see how close we get. Flying overhead. And we gained any signal yet? No, we have not regained signal. And coming down, 610 feet is about, how far is that? In meters. I'd have to do the math. Sorry. 150 meters, something like that, I'm guessing. But again, it had not regained signal so far. I'm still flying with that screen the way it is. So we're off about a meter from takeoff. I'm going to stop that landing if I can. Right there. Not bad at all for the automatic return to home and landing, as you can see here. But I'm going to still need to land it because I need to recalibrate the app. Zoop. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to need to turn the app off again and reconnect to the Wi-Fi signal from the drone. So hold off while I do that, folks. Okay, I've reconnected the app to the drone, or the Wi-Fi signal to the drone, or the Wi-Fi signal from the drone to my phone, and then reopened the app. So we're ready to go again. This time I'm going to keep it in closer so that we don't lose that Wi-Fi signal. Right now we've learned if we lose that Wi-Fi signal, the app does not reconnect. You know, and the Wi-Fi did not reconnect. We had to automatically or manually do that. Okay, so again, we're starting the cameras again one more time, holding the camera button down, and automatic takeoff this time. Checking stability. Now the next thing we're going to try is these advanced flight modes. We'll start off with follow me. Let me open that. And GPS follow. I got to get into the screen here and hit GPS follow. Let's see a GPS follow me. It goes to there, plops itself there. Let's lower the gimbal. There I am. So let's see if it follows. I don't know what it says, GPS mode, click for takeoff. But there's its GPS follow. It's somewhat close. Let me stop GPS follow there. I'm hitting the red circle. Okay, And let's try that one more time. This time I am going to turn the drone this way toward me. And I'm going to get a little further away from it this time, folks, because that came awfully close. But hitting GPS follow one more time. Let me get further away. And where's it going now? Okay, let me lower the drone. When you use this GPS follow, make sure it's higher than you are, because you don't want it hitting you. Okay, let's see if it'll follow. Kinda. It stays actually close to you. So again, keep it up high. Give it some throttle. It's coming down lower. Turn it off GPS follow. I don't think that GPS follow is very safe, folks. Well, that in mind, let's try circle position. That almost hit me, folks. But circle position is, where are you? Flying around. Okay, this is flying around mode. And there it goes. I had it set to 16 meters. It's circling the point that it was at. Let me raise up the camera. Come up, camera, camera. There we go. Lowering the gimbal a little bit more. Okay, circle position mode's working fine. But boy, oh boy. Boy, there's a delay on that gimbal too. It's hard to get it just right. You got to wait about 3 seconds after moving it. Okay, let's see if it goes up any higher. There we go. See, it kicks in about 3 seconds later. But there's circle position, folks. It seems to be working. And the last one is waypoints, which I'm kind of hesitant to try. But let's do it. Okay, hit the red X, to circle X to stop it. Cancel. Okay, let's bring it over here. We'll try waypoints. I'm not going to go far on these waypoints, but let's see. Waypoint mode, which is route planning. Okay, and I want to see map mode. See if I can select satellite view. So now I come out here before and open up satellite view, and I was hoping it would work, and there we go. Okay, this is from the cache. What I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to send one over there, 1 point there, then 1 point close to me, and then 1 point back over there, and then one coming back to me. I guess it only takes 3. Oh no, there we go, 4. Okay, let's see how this works out. Hit go. And there we go to the first point. Turning, turning, turning. It should turn here shortly. And my app crashed. Let's see, open up the app again. Okay, we're back with the app. Still in the waypoint mode. Going to the second position. Going to the third position. Stopping there. And it should turn here shortly. Stop shortly, turn, and come back toward me. This is the last point, going to the last point. So waypoints does work too. So the only one that's questionable is that follow me, folks. That was kind of funky. I got scared there for a second. So the waypoint mode on this, or the follow position mode on this is kind of questionable how it works. So, okay, now let's put it overhead. I haven't tried that ray tracing mode yet. Coming down, I want to see what that does actually. So let's go into special modes again, and ray flying, clicking ray flying, up and away. Okay, that's it. I want to make sure that that stops. Let's bring it down this way and try it. Head it toward the street. I do like up and aways. Those are neat. But normally I have to manually do these. Oh, there it goes again. And it goes up to about that height and stops. So let's bring it back down and see if it'll do it again. Bring it in, letting go of the sticks, pointing it toward me. And I guess we have to select it one more time. So ray flying. I could do better with headless mode. So, and that's the end of the ray fly. So coming back down again. I'm watching people over there, they're putting porta potties in now. They're getting ready for baseball season here. So that was ray flying. It flies up and backwards. But I could do a better job using headless mode. Let's see if I can get into headless mode. Okay, can I do it through this? No, I got to do it through this, don't I? This button here, headless mode. Okay, we're in headless mode. Which way's forward? There we go. Okay, let's do it up and away manually. I can do it better. Okay, that's headless mode version of up and away. Try it one more time. Bring it in, down and in, and up and away. Oh, it's going that way. The wind's really messing it up. Can't get it right. So we're going to come out of headless mode and fly normally. Now the next thing I want to do is, can I see Lake Erie from here? Turning in the drone, putting it overhead, and going up. I want to see Lake Erie. And we are 15, this is in meters going up. Okay, out there, 22 meters, 23, 24. I'm going to go up to about 30 meters. And there's Lake Erie, I see it off in the distance. Let's see if I can turn from up there. Slowly turn. Going up a bit higher. Lake Erie on this beautiful spring day. Okay, that's about 33 meters up and 18 meters in front. So let's do a rotate while we're up there and just show the area, show the camera. Run this FPV recording. God, I wish they'd put an SD card on this. It would make it better. Also, they need to fix that follow me. That follow me is an issue. Yeah, do not try follow me with this drone, folks. Okay, I'm trying to slowly turn it. Showing the camera. My battery power is getting low, isn't it? So I better come back down here again. It's supposed to do a return to home. Getting real low. So coming back down while we're up here. And get out from beneath it. And flying forward at the same time. So let's bring it down since our battery's getting low, a bit low right now. Turning it as it comes down and getting into the picture and give you my thoughts on this drone. So, you know, it's a beginner's GPS drone, although it's got some issues, you know, that we discovered. It's bouncing right now with the wind. Okay, the wind, I hit it with, I bring it down to a level that I want and it climbs up a bit because of the wind. There we go. I think I got it on the wind going good. Low power, fly with caution, it's warning me. I know that. Let's talk about that calibration of that compass. Messes up the calibration of the gimbal. So when you do calibrate the compass, you're going to need to restart the drone to get it to get the drone's gimbal to level. Also, follow me. Follow me is a real issue with this. Do not try follow me with this drone. It's somewhat dangerous. The altitude hold on this drone, you know, any breeze at all really makes it bounce up and down, as you're seeing right here. So altitude hold's an issue on this drone. It's really iffy. But other than that, you know, the follow me or the circle position worked fine. Waypoints worked real well. The flight time on this, I don't know if this is truly 25 minutes. We'll find out because they say the battery's low already. The GPS on this is very good. We've got 15 15 satellites, so that tells me this is GPS GLONASS. So, all in all, reasonably good drone. While we're on low power, before we lose the GPS signal, let's turn off the GPS and see how that optical flow works. So, turning off GPS. Okay. I guess I got to hold that down. Indoor mode. Okay, there's how optical flow works. So, that optical flow sensor is not working as advertised. So, let's keep that in mind too. So, be cautioned. You know, that was the wind blowing it away. Once I turned off the optical flow, the wind blows it away and I can't get it back into GPS. Maybe I got to hold this. There we go. You got to hold that button down. So, it's coming back to where it was. Let's do that one more time. Turning off GPS. And there's the optical flow working, which it does not have optical flow, in other words, folks. And GPS back on. And there's its flight time. That's its flight time, folks. So, optical flow is an issue too with this. It does not seem to work. Let's pick it up and give you my final thoughts. Also, let me stop the video recording while we still... I guess it already stopped. I don't know where it stopped, but it did. It's another issue when you're recording with Wi-Fi. If you get any little issue with the Wi-Fi signal, the video recording will drop. So, all in all, you know, it's depending on the price of this, you know, it could be a good drone. There are some issues though. Missing the SD card is I really miss having the SD card. I do not like recording via Wi-Fi at all. So, but that is the S7S. Hope you enjoyed this flight. I'm trying to keep the gimbal level because on low power the gimbal loses power too. So, this is Quadcopter 101. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.